Welcome back to Beyond Booked. Last episode, I talked you through my journey from corporate to starting a business, to burning out, to finally learning how to build something that actually scales. And today we're talking about something that almost every new business owner experiences, but no one actually warns you about it. Because here's what happens to most people. They leave their 9 to 5 looking for freedom, hoping to build a business that scales where they don't have to work hours. But they accidentally build another job, the same stress, same long hours, same pressure, just without a paid holiday or HR to complain to. And I know this because I've lived it. And I also see it every single day with business owners I work with. So today we are breaking this down. Firstly, why this happens. Secondly, the traps most side hustles fall into. And third, how to avoid burnout before it starts. I want to talk a little bit about the side hustle dream versus reality. When people start a side hustle, the dream usually looks something like this: work from anywhere, make your own schedule, make more money, be your own boss. And honestly, all of that is possible. But here's what usually happens in the beginning: you're working your full time job, then working evenings, then working weekends, then answering client messages at night, then trying to market your business consistently. And suddenly, you're actually working more than ever before, not less, because you're essentially juggling 2 jobs. And eventually something has to give. And it's usually the side hustle in the business because most people burn out before they actually understand how to fix it. So this is the first trap. Charging for time is the biggest mistake that most people make when they're starting a side hustle. They charge for their time, an hourly rate, one-to-one work, custom projects, done for you services, which makes sense in the beginning because it's easy to sell. It feels safe. But clients understand it. But the problem is your income becomes capped by your availability. More money means more hours. And if you're already working evenings and weekends alongside your 9 to 5, there's nowhere left to grow. So success starts to feel heavy and then resentment creeps in. And you start thinking, I built this for freedom, so why am I exhausted? The second trap is saying yes to everything. Saying yes to everything, every client and every opportunity, because in the beginning, you just want money coming in. So you say yes to random projects, clients outside of your niche, work that you don't even enjoy, and suddenly your business feels messy. You're delivering 10 different services, working with people that you actually don't love serving, and doing work that literally drains you. And your business suddenly becomes chaotic. And the reason I'm sharing that is because I did the exact same thing. I took on so many different projects and so many different things that actually just made me feel like crap. Instead of building momentum in your business, you're actually just thriving. The third thing is no systems, just hustle. And most side businesses literally run on pure hustle. No systems, no processes, no automations, no repeatable delivery. Every client is different and every project is different. Every sale is different, which means your brain is constantly working overtime. You can never switch off because that mental load is so exhausting, right? And this is the emotional burnout that no one talks about. Okay. Burnout isn't just physical, it's emotional. You start questioning yourself like, did I make a mistake? Maybe business isn't for me. Maybe I should just go back to a job. And the problem usually isn't you. And I want to let you into a secret. Wherever you are in your business, if you are in a side hustle, hoping to leave your 9 to 5 and go all in, if you are currently booked and busy in one-to-one and you want to evolve, wherever you are, these thoughts are going to come up. Maybe business isn't for me. Maybe actually I don't want to do one-to-one work and I want to go back to a 9 to 5. Maybe this is just what business is meant to be like, right? But the problem isn't you, as I said, it's the structure of your business. Most people build businesses that depend entirely on them, and no one can sustain that forever, right? So this is the big shift that we need to have a look at. We need to build a business, not a job, right? And the shift starts happening when you start asking, instead of how do I get more clients, and start asking, how do I deliver results without working more hours? And that's when you start thinking like a CEO. So instead of saying, how do I make more money this month? I want you to think about, how do I build something that keeps making money in the long term? And that changes everything, right? And I want you to think about wherever you are in your business, how we can avoid burnout before your next up level. So let's talk about solutions. So if you are in the stage of starting your side hustle now, or you're early in business, or you're planning on going from one to one to evergreen and scaling your business, here's what I would really tell you to do differently. So step one is solve one problem really, really well and don't do 10 things. If you have been running your business a while, you may be known for lots of different things and you may have lots of different offers. One problem is going to help you scale, right? Solve one clear problem. When your offer is simple and focused, marketing is easier, sales are easier, delivery is so much easier. And eventually that offer becomes your evergreen scalable offer. Step two is to produce your service instead of custom work every time. Create a structure, same processes, same outcomes, same framework. So delivery just becomes repeatable. That's how businesses grow without chaos and having 500 different deliverables for all of these different clients. And step three is make sure that you think about group before you think you need to think about group. Okay. Most people think that an evergreen offer or a group coaching offer comes in later. But honestly, if you build your group offer right, group delivery is available much sooner than you think. And it allows you to help more people without actually working more hours. And step four is to build systems early. I did not build systems in my business and I was doing everything manual for so long. So think about early systems, client onboarding, payments, scheduling, delivery process. Every tiny small automation saves energy, and energy is everything when you're growing a business, right? The long game is what it is all about in businesses, right? Side hustles or booked out one-to-one is temporary. They're the bridge, not the final destination. The goal isn't to stay hustling and busy forever. The goal is to build something sustainable, predictable income, freedom in your schedule, clients that get the most amazing results, and a business that grows without you burning out. If your current business or side hustle feels overwhelming, I really mean this with so much love for you. You are not failing, right? Especially in the world of the online space where we see so many people saying, I've got hundreds of people in my offer. I'm dealing with 25 one-to-one clients, right? It can feel overwhelming and like we're failing. I really want you to know that you're just at the stage where you need to shift from hustle mode to CEO mode. And that is exactly what this podcast is about. And that's exactly what we're going to keep talking about here. So my invitation to you, regardless of where you are in your journey, is sit down and say, right, where is my energy draining? What is scalable? What is not scalable? If I had to continue doing this for the next year, at what point would I burn out? At what point would my business collapse? And that's my invitation to you. And the biggest takeaway from this podcast is what are the changes that you can make today that will allow you to scale 10 times quicker and increase your income and collapse time. I hope you enjoyed this week's podcast, and I'll see you next week.